What's up,
Hello.
guys?
What's
Hey,
going
Hey,
on?
what's up? Not much, not much. How are y'all?
I've had better days.
Yeah, I'm sorry about today. I know it's not been a good day for y'all.
Just been a bit chaotic. Nothing's really unexpected. I mean, honestly, I thought we would get a full week before we got a full Roman salute. You know what I mean? I thought we'd get a weekend. No, no, just a day.
Hey, so I haven't seen the Elon thing. Is it an obvious salute, or is he like waving, or could it be somewhere in the middle, or is it just totally obvious? I have not seen it.
It's
it's pretty
obvious as
obvious.
fuck.
Pretty obvious. Okay, yeah, I'll
Yeah.
watch that tomorrow.
So it's really, really obvious. Yeah. With it said, he said it with his full chest. So, anyway, what are you debating?
Um, Look, I'm not a big Trump fan. I'll tell you that. I did vote for him in 2016. Y'all always say Trump screwed the economy up. His first 4 years. I don't understand where that comes from.
Tariffs, tax cuts, and COVID.
Dennis
So, like,
said
you
you
going
should
off
have
of
a
GDP, unemployment rate? I mean, what numbers do y'all look at to say it was a bad
Dennis
economy?
really quick. Dennis said you should have a lottery for when a guest mentions a conspiracy theory.
Good idea.
I don't know.
I
I
got a
don't know what you
cough.
mean lottery. Personally, I mean, it's just his tariff policy was bad. Like he didn't really have an economic policy. He just sort of rode the Obama wave until it collapsed with COVID and the OPEC Plus deal. He didn't have a lot of economic policies, and the ones that he did have were mostly bad. But now he's proposing that, but like on a jacked up level, and also mass deportations at a time when America really desperately needs labor. Uh, that's going to be incredibly detrimental, and we're going to see it very, very quickly. It looks like so, and tariffs are going to be
I
bad.
agree. Blanket tariffs are stupid, and if he deports a bunch of people, that's stupid also. But I mean, he's already backed out of so many things. What makes you think he
I
wouldn't
know, what a
back out of
loser.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, but why do you think he wouldn't back out of mass deportations?
Because it's already starting.
I mean, it's already
It's already
starting,
started.
but also I think that like his language has emboldened federal officials to literally do evil shit, and you're going to see it on the news. It's going to scare a lot of migrants. It's going to scare a lot of migrants from coming here. And I think that's the larger fear. I know a lot of people are worried about doors getting kicked down and whatever, but inevitably there's going to be so many lawsuits over that of them kicking down the wrong door or whatever that it's going to be very difficult for them to continue. A lot of reprimands and a lot of people getting in serious trouble, if not in state court, then reprimanded by judges. Um, but I think that you're going to watch some form of escalation by either a governor or federal officials or something to that degree that this guy orders, and it's just going to cause people to just be like, I'm not coming to America. And that is the real fear, the terrorization of the immigrant community, leading to people just not coming here.
Okay, so y'all believe more, not necessarily it's going to be mass deportations today. It's more people not coming over. And I agree with you. By the way, I never believed the mass deportations, but so I know he slowed things down by just screaming about the wall. And I know he deported about 2 million people in his 4 year term, but people were still coming over, weren't they? It was a slower process. It slowed the process, but am I wrong? Didn't like people still come
No,
over
the
the first
numbers
four
actually
years?
doubled. The numbers actually doubled between 2018 and 2019. He had to declare a federal state of emergency at the border and an emergency request from Congress, which led to the government being shut down for 2 months.
Right. So, but you're saying the number of people that came over was
They've
definitively
increased.
less.
They
Right.
increased under him, and over and above what the numbers were under Obama in his last 3 years, 2 years or so. I can't remember the exact number, but the numbers went up.
So even with all the stuff he was saying about building a wall and doing all these bad things, you still had the numbers increase on how many came over, right?
Yes,
And
monthly
that's
apprehensions
what I'm
were
saying
higher.
is, yeah, that's what I'm saying. More people came over, even with all that negativity back the first 4 years. So you just say this 4 years, he's so much more negative. No one's going to come over now. Is that what y'all are saying? Or just very, very few people, like a lot less than his first 4 years, are going to come over?
Well, not only that, but the legal process of which they can seek and have previously sought is no longer going to be feasible. If his idea of revoking naturalized citizenship is on the table, or his idea of revoking the uh, uh, the Haitian program, what's the name of it? Temporary protected status, as well as the pre-existing asylum laws, uh, is more ways than we can consider, disincentivizes people from crossing even through legal pathways, even through legal methods. So
Right.
it's not a matter of like how many people are coming across illegally. It's how many people are going to be discouraged from going about the legal process that may not exist tomorrow.
Okay. So yeah, we obviously look, we all agree we need immigrants. Immigrants are good people. You think that that will trickle to such a low level, we won't have enough to fill the jobs. Not that we're going to deport a bunch of people, but the job people coming over, there won't be enough to fill the jobs or the demand for jobs at the end of the
And
day.
it's
That's what
already
y'all
happening.
feel.
It's already happening. There was a report from the Secretary of Agriculture, I believe it was, out of Florida, that cited the tens of thousands fewer people during a harvest season, during the fall. And that the fact that there were so few people with so many jobs that needed to be filled ultimately led to people being laid off and people not being able to fill their quotas.
Yeah.
There were
Well,
food shortages throughout that period.
did DeSantis do extra stuff on the state level in Florida versus what Trump's rhetoric was? Did DeSantis do more stuff to prevent people
He has
coming in?
actually expedited the removal process. So extra, yes, but not good.
So he's the idiot that actually is hurting his own state at the end of the day. Because look, I truly believe Trump and his cronies just want to get richer, and cheap labor helps you get richer at the end of the day. I don't think the rich people really want the immigrants to stop coming over. I think no one told or gave the memo to DeSantis, and he shot himself in the leg. He's an idiot. Okay, I was just wondering. I mean, we actually agree on 99% of what we just talked about. I was just curious. But
Okay.
going back to the Trump thing, though, when y'all say Trump did such a horrible job, I mean, if you look at the data, and I use unemployment and GDP, and I don't have GDP numbers in front of me, but if you look at unemployment numbers, think so when Obama left, and President Obama did a great job over 8 years. I'm going to be the first one to admit that. So his unemployment rate was sitting around 4.7 when Obama wrapped up. And his last year, it stayed pretty level. I think it went from 4.8 to 4.7. It dropped like 0.1 or 0.2. The last year of Obama, Trump took over and it dropped down from 4.7 to like 3.9 the first year. So he had a nice little drop, and he got all the way down to around 3.5 until COVID hit. So I mean, things were going okay, and then COVID hits and unemployment shoots up. Everyone quits working. It jumps to 14.8%, and that's what, March, April, I'm guessing. So, but by the time he was done, he'd got it back down to 6.4% before he handed it over to Biden. I don't consider that a failure in the sense from his economy because look, we can all fight whether COVID was Trump's fault. Look, Trump handled it horribly, but I still think even if he didn't throw out the Biden playbook on diseases and all that, COVID still would have got onto our shores, unfortunately, because Americans were too lazy to wash their hands and not travel overseas. And just, but so at the end of the day, the economy does poorly because of unemployment because of COVID. But then everyone forgets, and I remember this because I live in Texas. We opened
You
back
gotta
up
land the plane, my
really.
guy.
Okay, real quick. Unemployment in Texas dropped substantially quicker than the blue states. The red states did have lower unemployment. So that 6.7% data on the last year or last month of unemployment for Trump, a lot of that were blue states not letting their people go back to work. And like, so we got our unemployment down to like, I think it was like 5%, but the blue states were hovering around 8.5, and the average was 6.7. So the red states, more of us died. Don't get me wrong, but we did
Right. There
better.
were fewer
So Trump's
mandates for
numbers,
vaccines.
yeah, Trump's numbers were not terrible from an economy. And everyone says he did terrible economy. I'm like, well, yeah, when COVID hit, but then we were coming out of that. So I'm sort of confused why his economy was so bad. That's where I'm confused.
Well, as Tommy touched up on earlier, there was the OPEC agreement that scaled back oil production 10 million barrels per day. There were select tariffs, specifically those on soybeans and agriculture, that led to some 90 billion, if not more, dollars in bailouts for farmers that couldn't sell and grow certain crops.
But they were
Uh,
bailed out. They were bailed out, though,
they
is
were
my
bailed out,
understanding.
yes, but faced disparate outcomes from that. Faced the fact that they could no longer sell and were not bringing in profits that they had been in previous years. Had to lay off a number of people that ultimately weren't being paid for the things that they couldn't grow anymore
Okay. So,
or
look,
couldn't
bottom line,
sell.
I'm a boring person to talk to. That was just my thing, was unemployment. I didn't understand why everyone said his economy was so bad. I hear that over and over, and y'all have rational discussions that other people don't want to have. So, okay, that's all I was going to throw out. There'll be more interesting people to talk to than me. That's all I
No
really have.
problem. It's all good. Thank you.
Appreciate your
Take
time.
care.